for applying the element of heat. There must be a variety: sharp, dull, cold, heat, a series of elements in various forms in various cycles. It took a great deal of skill and patience and concentration to spin those cycles out to the absolute zenith of his partner's aptitude. Then, and only then, would he complete the project and know he'd done his best work. This one had been an excellent choice. He could congratulate himself on that. For 3 days and 4 nights she'd survived, and there was life in her yet. It was so satisfying. He'd started out slowly, naturally. It was vital, absolutely vital, to build and build and build to that ultimate crescendo. He knew, as a master of his craft knew such things, that they were approaching that peak. "Music on!" he ordered, then stood, eyes closed as he absorbed the opening strains of Puccini's Madame Butterfly. He understood the central character's choice of death for love. Hadn't it been that choice, so many years before, that had sent him on this path? He slipped the protective cover over his tailored white suit. He turned. He looked at her. Such a lovely thing, he thought now. He remembered, as he always did, her precursor. Her mother, he supposed. The Eve of all the others. All that pretty white skin covered with burns and bruises, with narrow slices and meticulous little punctures. They showed his restraint, his patience, his thoroughness. Her face was untouched, as yet. He always saved the face for last. Her eyes were fixed on his, wide, but yes, a bit dull. She had experienced nearly all she was capable of experiencing. Well, the timing worked well, very well, because he'd anticipated, he'd prepared. He'd already secured the next. He glanced almost absently at the second woman across the room, peacefully sleeping under the drug he'd administered. Perhaps tomorrow, he thought, they could begin. But for now... He approached his partner. He never gagged his partners, believing they should be free to scream, to beg, to weep, even to curse him, to express all emotion. "Please," she said. Only, "Please." "Good morning. I hope you rested well. We have a lot of work to do today." He smiled as he laid the edge of the knife between her first and second ribs. "So let's get started, shall we?" Her screams were like music. Chapter 1. Every once in a while, Eve thought, life was really worth living. Here she was, stretched out in a double-wide sleep chair, watching a vid. There was plenty of action in the vid. She liked watching stuff blow up. And the plot line meant she didn't have to actually think. She could just watch. She had popcorn drowned in butter and salt, the fat cats stretched across her feet, keeping them nice and warm. She had the next day off, which meant she could sleep until she woke up, then veg until she grew mold. Best of all, she had Rourke cozied up in the chair beside her. And since her husband had complained after one handful that the popcorn was disgusting, she had the whole bowl to herself. Really, it didn't get any better. Then again, maybe it would, as she planned to nail her husband like an airjack when the vid was over. Her version of a double feature. "Iced," she said, after a mid-air collision of a tourist tram and an ad blimp. "Seriously, iced." "I thought this storyline would appeal to you." "There is no storyline." She took another handful of popcorn. "That's what appeals to me. It's just some dialogue stitching explosions together. There was brief, full-frontal nudity. Yeah, but that was for you and those of your ilk." She flicked a glance up at him, as on-screen pedestrians ran screaming from falling wreckage. He was so damn gorgeous.